Jungkook has yet to make an official statement, but the deleted Instagram story continues to circulate in screenshots, fueling theories and emotional responses among fans. The caption, "Talent isn't imitation. Respect is knowing when to admire quietly," has been interpreted in multiple ways. Some believe it was a general reflection on artistic originality, while others are convinced it was a reaction to the Japanese fans' viral cover of Jin's Moon. The emotional weight of Moon, which Jin wrote as a love letter to ARMY, has long been a sacred piece among fans. Its delicate lyrics and gentle melody speak of unwavering devotion and distance bridged by love, Jin as the moon and the fans as his earth. To hear it sung by a fan with such technical precision and passion sparked admiration, but also opened up a conversation about ownership and authenticity. Can a fan ever sing a BTS song better than BTS themselves? And more importantly, should they? This is where the controversy deepens. Some fans felt that labeling the fans' rendition as better than the original was disrespectful to Jin's artistry, especially since the song holds deeply personal meaning. Others argued that the beauty of BTS's music lies in how it inspires others, and that this performance was a genuine tribute, not competition. Jungkook's role in all of this remains ambiguous, but his timing couldn't have been more sensitive. As a fellow member of BTS and someone known for his protectiveness over the group's message and artistic legacy, any perceived critique from him carries significant weight. Whether his story was about the fan performance, the way it was received, or something else entirely, it has been enough to stir the waters within the fandom. Meanwhile, Jin has not commented publicly, but fans noted that he liked several posts on Weverse praising the emotional depth of Moon. To many, this was a silent acknowledgement of the ongoing conversation, and perhaps a quiet reminder that the song was always meant to bring people closer, not to drive them apart. As the debate rages on, what started as a touching tribute has become a flashpoint in the evolving relationship between idols and their global fandom. In the world of BTS, where every lyric is scrutinized, every post analyzed, and every emotion amplified, it's never just about the music. It's about meaning, memory, and the invisible thread connecting artists to audience. In the days following the incident, fan forums and social media platforms remained ablaze with discussion. Some ARMYs expressed disappointment in what they perceived as Jungkook's lack of support for Jin's solo journey, while others defended him, insisting that fans were reading too deeply into a vague and possibly unrelated post. Yet under the surface of these debates, a more uncomfortable question began to surface. Has the immense pressure and spotlight on each BTS member's solo activities begun to reveal cracks in the previously untouchable bond between them? In group interviews over the years, BTS has always emphasized unity, calling themselves a family. But as their careers have evolved into individual projects, comparisons have become inevitable. Jin's military enlistment and emotional farewell, Jungkook's international solo debut with high-profile collaborations, RM's introspective album, and Jimin's chart-topping ballads all have placed them in different narratives. And now with Jin freshly returned from service and seeking to reconnect with his fans through Moon and personal appearances, any moment of perceived lack of support becomes amplified. Adding fuel to the fire, a fan-captured video from the same Japanese event shows Jin wiping his eyes after the performance, sparking rumors that he may have been overwhelmed, not only by the fans' heartfelt tribute, but perhaps also by an awareness of brewing tensions. While there's no confirmation that his emotions were tied to any controversy, the internet has never needed certainty to create a storm. Some media outlets in Korea have even picked up the story, with headlines speculating about solo star pressure and the hidden toll of BTS's global fame. entertainment pundits are beginning to weigh in, warning that this moment could mark a dangerous turning point, where fan devotion turns divisive, and where every solo success is measured not just on its own merits, but against the silence or perceived silence of the other members. Yet, in the midst of the storm, many fans are pleading for unity. Posts calling for respect, understanding, and patience are being shared alongside emotional edits of Jin and Jungkook together, reminding ARMY of the deep bond the two have always shared, on and off stage. After all, this is not the first time BTS has faced rumors or misunderstanding, and their ability to overcome them has always been rooted in honesty, resilience, and their message of love and empathy.
Still, fans around the world are watching closely. Will Jin speak out to clarify the moment? Will Jungkook break his silence and explain his post? Or will time, as it often does in K-pop, simply let the controversy fade until the next spark catches fire? Until then, Moon shines brighter than ever, not just as a song, but as a symbol of how far fandom can stretch between love, loyalty, and the fine line between admiration and expectation. As speculation lingers and emotions continue to swell, a new wave of content begins to emerge. Fan-made documentaries, reaction videos, and Twitter threads dissecting every interaction between Jin and Jungkook from the past 5 years. Clips of them laughing, harmonizing, and supporting each other on stage are repurposed to either support claims of deep brotherhood or hint at subtle tension that had been ignored until now. Some fans insist this is all part of the parasocial illusion, that those outside the members' real lives are too quick to interpret silence as animosity and public affection as proof of perfect harmony. Others argue that in a group like BTS, where every glance and lyric is laced with intention, nothing is truly accidental. Meanwhile, industry insiders and veteran fans alike warn of the darker side of solo stardom. When members begin forging their own musical paths, fans begin choosing sides, even when the artists themselves do not. The analysts pointed to past K-pop groups who fractured under similar pressure, though they emphasized that BTS has consistently demonstrated rare loyalty and maturity. Yet not even BTS is immune to fatigue. With Jin recently completing his military service, re-entering an industry that has shifted even in his brief absence, he faces the heavy burden of re-establishing his identity, not just as the eldest hung, but as a soloist worthy of equal attention. And for Jungkook, whose solo career catapulted him into an even higher tier of international fame, the challenge now lies in maintaining authenticity amid relentless comparison. In a surprising twist, just as the online discourse reaches a boiling point, a new Weverse Live notification lights up fan phones across the globe. It's Jin. He appears on camera in a simple hoodie, hair tousled, eyes clear. "Hey guys," he says with a gentle smile. "I saw the performance, the one from Japan. I cried, but not because I was sad, but because I was proud." He pauses for a moment as if measuring the weight of his next words. "Music is for sharing. Moon belongs to me, but it also belongs to all of you. And I hope it's a song that anyone, anywhere can sing with love. That's why I wrote it." Then with a knowing smile, "Don't fight over things I didn't say. I've missed you all so much. Let's keep loving, not guessing." The chat explodes. Comments in Korean, Japanese, English, Spanish, and Arabic flood in. "We love you, Jin. Jungkook loves you too. ARMY united." And just like that, the tension begins to melt, replaced by the kind of warmth that first built BTS into a global phenomenon. In a world that so often thrives on drama, Jin reminded his fans that sometimes the truth is simple. As Jin's words settled into the hearts of millions watching live, something shifted in the atmosphere, not just within the fandom, but across the broader K-pop landscape. For a moment, the noise quieted. His calm presence, his sincerity, and above all, his decision to adjust the situation with warmth rather than defense felt like a direct message not just to ARMY, but perhaps to his own members as well. It wasn't long before the youngest BTS member responded, though not with a live stream or a press release. Instead, he posted a single photo to his Instagram story, a selfie of him wearing Jin's BT21 character, RJ, on his hoodie, along with a caption that read simply, "Hyung knows me better than anyone. Don't worry, we good. Bunny, red heart, hamster." Fans erupted. The gesture was unmistakable. It wasn't an apology, nor was it a denial, but it was more powerful than either. It was a public affirmation of their bond and a subtle but strong reminder that no social media storm could ever fracture what they had built over a decade together. In the days that followed, the tone across platforms softened. Fan artists began creating emotional illustrations of Jin and Jungkook beneath the moonlight, sometimes with ARMY in the background, their light sticks raised like stars. A well-known Japanese ARMY who had posted the original performance of Moon released a heartfelt statement thanking Jin for his kindness and clarifying that the performance was never meant to outshine anyone. It was a tribute and one from the heart. Jin liked the post.
The controversy, which had nearly torn fans apart, gradually transformed into a story of reconciliation, gratitude, and maturity on the part of the artists and eventually their fans. It became a reminder of why BTS was never just about the music, or the choreography, or the fame. It was about human connection, vulnerability, and trust. And in the end, Moon glowed even brighter. What began as a fan solo performance had spiraled into one of the most emotionally charged moments in BTS's recent history, yet it concluded not with division, but with healing. Jin's return marked not just a personal comeback, but a reminder of the group's enduring soul. Jungkook's subtle affirmation brought comfort, not only to those who doubted, but to those who feared losing the unity that had defined BTS for so long. For ARMY, the message was clear. The moon may drift, the tides may rise, but the bond remains. Always. In the weeks that followed, the ripple effects of the Moon moment, as fans began calling it, could still be felt across the BTS universe. Fan cafes and Weverse posts became gentler, filled with more reflective tones. Threads shifted from heated debate to emotional essays about what BTS meant to them personally. Some even admitted they had gotten caught up in the frenzy of speculation, forgetting that the members were human, flawed, emotional, and constantly under the crushing weight of global expectation. Big Hit, notably silent throughout the controversy, released a quiet but poignant statement through the official BTS account on Weverse. BTS has always stood for understanding, growth, and shared love through music. Thank you to ARMY for keeping that spirit alive, not just when it's easy, but when it's most needed. No names were mentioned, but everyone understood what it meant. Shortly after, a surprise announcement sent the fandom into a joyful chaos. Jin and Jungkook would be performing together on an upcoming special stage for a Korean year-end festival. The performance was billed as a tribute to the journey of the moon and the stars, a poetic reference that left fans breathless with anticipation. When the night of the show arrived, the stage was dark, with only a soft, cool glow simulating moonlight. A single acoustic guitar began to play, and Jin's voice rang out, fragile but full, as he sang the first verse of Moon. The camera cut to Jungkook, who harmonized softly from across the stage, walking slowly toward him. They met at the center, standing under a large projected moon.
Jungkook took over the bridge, singing not just Jin's words, but echoing the emotional core of this song with reverence. As they closed the performance with a final harmony, the screen behind them lit up, not with logos or visuals, but with thousands of submitted fan selfies from around the world, forming a collage of light, faces, and love. Jin looked at Jungkook and smiled. Jungkook reached over, resting a hand on his hung shoulder. No words were needed. Even critics and industry veterans admitted the performance was a cultural reset, not because of vocal acrobatics or flashy production, but because of the raw emotional closure it offered. The storm had passed, but more importantly, BTS had once again turned a moment of chaos into a moment of connection, a hallmark that defined them from the beginning.